Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm going to be doing the What's on My Shelf tag. I'm going to run a clip now. Hi there everyone, so today I'm going to be doing the On My Shelf tag. I was tagged by the lovely Yamini from Skeptical Reader, and I will link hers and the original creators' details in the down bar. I wanted to show you my shelves so that you could see my different shelves. Now, Yamini's coordinates have given me numbered shelves 1 to 14. I haven't got 14 shelves, as you can see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call half of this shelf 1, the other half 2, half of this shelf 3, the other half 4, and then all the ones on top 5. The shelf there 6. The front shelf there 7, and the ones behind 8. This shelf here, the first half at the front 9, the second half at the front 10, the back half 11, and the other back half 12. This shelf 13, and the bottom shelf 14. So I hope that makes sense. Apart from this top shelf, which is my kept and read books, all of these books are TBR books. And so you will be seeing a lot of my TBR books. So without further ado, I'm going to go and pick the books off the shelf, and then I will come back and flip this around and talk to you about the books. So I've now been around the shelves with the coordinates, and I'm going to talk to you about the books that I picked off. So the first coordinates were 212, and that was my graphic novel part of my red shelf, and that took me to The Hobbit, which is illustrated by David Wenzel, and I really enjoyed this. I read The Hobbit with my dad when I was a lot younger, and yeah, I really wanted the graphic novel. I really enjoyed reading the story again in this format, and I liked the artwork, and yeah, it was just a really good read. So that is my graphic novel of The Hobbit. The next coordinates were 1, 2, and that took me to The Bag Making Bible by Lisa Lamb. If you don't know about me, I am an avid, well, not an avid, but I was an avid sewer before I read a lot more, and now all of my time is taken up with reading, but I still like to sew occasionally. And before I started sewing clothes, I started with making bags, handbags, with various fabric, and teaching myself how to do different things like zips and poppers and seams using these types of books. And so I bought a couple of these, and this one is really good and well worth using. It's got some really great bag designs in there. You can see that's more of a weekend bag, and it's really nicely laid out, so I really like this book. The next coordinates were 4 and 1, and that took me to my young adult sort of sci-fi dystopian paranormal type shelf, and it took me to Dancing Jacks by Robin Jarvis. I picked this up, I believe, last year at the Cheltenham Book Festival. I don't know an awful lot about it, and I really need to read it because it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful book. So from what I can gather, this book is about a book. It's a book about a book, which is one of my favourites, and it's not your average sort of book. When the people pick it up, they can't put it down. This sounds a bit sort of like horror, paranormal, occulty, and yeah, as I say, it was the front that drew me in, and I think there's more than one in this series now, so I'd really like to try and get to this at some point soon. The next that came up was coordinates 515, and that took me to a new purchase which I don't think I've shown on this channel, and it was Wildwood, written by Colin Malloy with illustrations by Carson Ellis. I picked this up, if you can see the label, for £2 in my local charity shop, and it is, I think, maybe a middle grade book. I think it's sort of a middle grade fantasy about a girl whose brother goes missing in this wood. I've heard various things about this. I think I've heard some different, some people really liked it, some people didn't. I think it's got beautiful, yeah, end papers with a map, and there's illustrations throughout. So I'm really interested to read this myself, and for £2 I just couldn't turn down that opportunity. The next coordinates were 6 and 9, and this took me to my non-fiction slash adult romance shelf and brought up Gulp by Mary Roach. This is one of the few Mary Roach books that I haven't read yet. I have started it, I've read the first few chapters, but it just wasn't the right time for me. I wasn't feeling in the mood for a non-fiction book, and so I'm waiting for the right time to pick this one up. Like all of Mary Roach's books, she writes sort of popular science books. They're really interesting. She's got a really witty sense of humour. She manages to make things like cadavers and ghosts and the space race really interesting, and I've really loved all of her books that I've read before, and so I will get to this eventually. I just need to find the right time and be in the right mood. The next coordinates were 7, 7, and that brought me to Girl Genius by Phil and Kaja Foglio. This is the first book in a series. I believe, I don't know why, but I think it may have been a like a graphic or a web series before. I heard about this originally on Gwendolyn's Reading Method channel, and she talked about this book and saying how great it is. It's a bit steampunky, which is out of my comfort zone really, but I saw it for like £1 in Forbidden Planet recently. It was in one of my recent book hauls, and so I bought this and the second in the series to give a go. I think it's about a girl. She's really into sort of building things, and I think there's obviously a mystery. There's bound to be a baddie that she has to try and stop, so I can't wait to try this one. Next was Shelf 8, number 10, and that was Stephen King's The Long Walk. From what I can gather about this book, it's about once a year 100 boys or 100 people are picked to do this long walk. The rules are that you can't sit, stumble or fall down or fall behind. If you do, then you get a ticket. If you get 3 tickets, something happens. I really wanted to read this. Everyone I know that's read it said how great it is, and I got it for Christmas last year, so I really need to get to this at some point. The next pick was Shelf 10, number 1, and that was Daniel Handler's The Basic 8. I picked this up because of someone on BookTube, as always. I don't think I've read any of Daniel Handler's books before. I heard this one's great. I think it's sort of a school book, which the cover wouldn't really suggest, but I think it's about the last year of school. Flannery Culp, a world-weary high school senior, primed to take on the few remaining obstacles that stand between her and the rest of her life, the SAT, college applications and autumn term, and there's various different things standing in her way. I think Daniel Handler has sort of a dark, witty sense of humour at looking at things that happen in real life, so I'm really interested to give this one a go. The next coordinates were 1127, and that brought me to my Agatha Christie collection, and this is The Mysterious Affair at Styles. This is Poirot's first case. I haven't read this yet. I've only read one Agatha Christie, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm planning on reading another one in a few months' time with the lovely Tanya from This Obsessed Reader, so I'm going to try and get to these at some point, as and when I sort of feel like a shorter mystery read. And then the final one was Shelf 14, number 5. That is the books that I'm keeping for my daughter when she gets older. They're books that I either got for my baby shower, which was a bring a book type baby shower where people bought their favourite books from growing up and wrote in them why, and also various ones that I've picked up that I think that she will enjoy. So the one that I have found at number 14.5 is The Night Before Christmas. This is a really nice illustrated story of the poem. Very Christmassy, and in fact I'm really pleased that I had to go through my shelves, because now I've seen this I definitely think it's one that she's ready for this year, so I'm going to put this aside ready for Christmas this year to read to Matilda. So thank you, Yamini, for tagging me. I really enjoyed doing this. I really enjoy going through my shelves and rediscovering books that I'm really excited about reading but may have forgotten about. And I'm sorry that the books that I have aren't books that I've read that I can give you more information on, but I hope maybe some of you have read these and enjoyed them. Let me know if you have. Let me know which ones you thought were good. So anyway, that's it from me, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Bye for now, BookTube.